Spiritual trap number 3 is that you have a mission and a purpose.
So after you experience an awakening or some awakenings, it's usually an exciting, ecstatic experience, very expansive, like inside and outside of the body seeming. And in this experience, you feel chosen, you feel special. Like, I receive this beautiful recognition, this awakening, this expansion of consciousness, and I need to now go and share it with the world. And while that's a total normal thing to feel, it's understandable. That's not exactly the goal. And a lot of people, when they have this fantastic awakening, spiritual sensations and mechanistic things, they think, okay, now I've been chosen. I have this mission or this purpose. And I finally know who I am. I know what's going on, all this self-importance it's creating within you. It's like, at last, this moment finally makes my existence mean something.
And what's in that is noticing that our ego is evolving with us. So our ego is our thinking mind. So we take one version and one story and we create that into something different. So the more that we evolve, that part of us is growing with us and it's going to become more intelligent. And so this is where the whole path of spiritual ego comes into play. And there are different variations at what that looks like. But it's knowing that the idea, and we'll hear the terms a lot, like kill your ego, dissolve the ego, get rid of the ego. And actually what we want to do is the exact opposite. We want to befriend and parent the ego.
Mm-hmm.
So as we start recognizing these new patterns within ourselves, it's literally like parenting. A toddler's running rampant. Okay, you have to keep that toddler in line with what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, right? Our conditioning. But we have to do the same thing with our egos. So when we start stepping into this holier than thou, better than, now I have to take it upon myself to make sure that everyone rises to this level. The first step is recognizing that it's still ego.
Mm-hmm. And like she said, like, it's a toddler. Like, you do have to teach it, befriend it in a way, because like toddlers, as they experience more of their life, they get more intelligent. They become more aware. They start being able to manipulate their environment and themselves. And you have to be, as the parent, as the awareness on top of it, observing this, watching it, and helping it along the process, because this is all new to it. It's jumped into a new fantastic reality it's never experienced before. But when you have this feeling of a mission or a purpose that you have to accomplish, well, this is creating duality, right? And the duality of, I accomplish this mission, this purpose, or I fail this mission or purpose, right? Two sides of the same coin. It doesn't matter if you accomplish or fail. That was never the point. It's to realize there was never a mission or anywhere to go in the first place. We're always creating this split, this separation. Have to do this, can't do this. I could fail or could not fail. I could achieve or not achieve. I could be a good person or a bad person. Like, all of this is creating unnecessary separation within the self, instead of realizing, like, you are already it. You are before all of this realization happened, all of this seeking, this journey.
And it's a human tendency to want to score, to want to rank, to want to categorize. So this is what we want to start bubbling up to the surface and noticing where we're scoring, ranking, or categorizing. That's never expansion. You are trapping yourself in your mind prison by always thinking, I need to score myself, I need to score others. Here's one end of the spectrum, here's the other end of the spectrum. Where do I fit in between there? It's something that we do on macro and micro levels. And so the more that we can dissolve the illusion that there is a rank, that there is a score, that there is a category, because we're all doing it differently. Like, there is no standard on how we do it. And like, we've tapped into exactly how people do it through our mentorship and through our channeling. It's like we could go so deep into the psyche and realize exactly what we've done our whole lives. And sometimes it takes a long time to notice. And like, that's more the awakening path than thinking, oh my gosh, I know so much more than people. I'm at this other level. I'm more conscious. I'm more this. I'm more that. Really, all we're doing is creating more of that gap. And then that bar just keeps raising. There's like anything. I need to have this much money in my bank account. And then I need to have this job title. Well, that's always going to keep raising. Where is the point where you're finally free? And that's the idea of all this. Where is the freedom in that? It is a trap to continue to rank on this path.
Mm-hmm. Like, you're not in a contest with other people. Like, the ego is always going to seek to be more, to be this, to be so much more than others, to validate itself, so it feels so important. Whereas you want to actually feel like nothing and just being, but in a more positive light. I already am what I've been seeking. And it's like you just rest in that. You don't have to become anything, just resting within yourself. And it's like after you experience awakenings, you feel like you have this responsibility to help everyone else. And the whole point of this awakening was to realize you have self responsibility for your own awakening and not for others. If this just is creating childhood conditioning and expressing it through awakening, redirecting the pattern of how you acted as a child and as a young adult and older adult, it's redirecting this pattern into awakening. You're just doing the same thing at a higher level, right?
And it doesn't mean you're not going to help people. It's just not in the way that you think it is. You don't have to start a business to help people. You don't have to start working with people immediately. Like when you're actually raising your vibration, raising your consciousness, and raising your frequency, you start dripping that to everybody around you naturally. You never had to become something to then in turn make other people become that too. As you raise your frequency, you are putting it out there. And a really deep understanding too is like, yes, it feels so special, but like none of us were chosen to awaken. You're not a chosen one. What happens is we all have equal opportunity to awaken. And it happens in different ways. For some people, it's more spontaneous. For other people, they have been working for it. But every single person on this planet, no matter where they are in their soul evolution or human evolution, has the same opportunity to awaken. It could happen for someone in 2 seconds. It could happen for someone in 5 minutes. It could happen to someone in 5 years, whatever it may be. So when we see it neutrally like that, like, yes, this is beautiful. This is amazing. This is special. This is unique. But any Sally Sue or Billy Bob or whatever can wake up tomorrow. And the best thing that you can do is continue to be authentic in you, because that is your only mission and your only purpose. It's not to become a thing, to become someone, to reach a certain number of people, to have a certain platform, to have a certain number of books, to have a certain number of talks, to have so many people in your audience. Like none of that was the point this whole time. And that's what modern society is keeping us outside of ourselves. Look at your follower account. How many people can you help? Who are you teaching? Who are you showing? It creates this like, it creates this anxiety. That is not your mission. That is not your purpose. It is to shine your light and be more you than you've ever been in your entire life, and go deep into that relationship with yourself and what that means, and start to unravel and shed the parts of you that were never you. If you're going to make anything your mission or purpose, it's that. It's not an influence of your community. Not to say you're not going to influence them. It's inevitable. You won't even have to try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's embodiment, complete embodiment of your awareness, your true self. Like you don't have to work for it, you just be it. That's the whole funny part of this is we're trying to seek it out there, but we've always been it, and that's creating the separation. And it's like also when you wake up and you feel chosen, you feel like you're waking up for your whole family lineage or your whole family line, and you're not doing it for them. You're not breaking the patterns and traumas for your whole line of family members. You're doing it for you, right? So there isn't some contest or raking or like finally this family member woke up and can take care of it for the rest of the family down the ages. That's just not how it works, right? The search itself out there trying to become more is the whole reason why we're staying in illusion. The whole search needs to be, instead of out there, in here, seeking within how to just be, how to just rest within the self, and just resting within the self without thought, without comparison, without going back into memory or making imaginations in the future, right? All this is a loop the mind creates to validate itself, to feel important. It's always trying to be and become instead of just resting within the self. And that's the thing. The toddler is learning, it's learning to then become something and then rest within the self. It never had to become, it just rests within the awareness of which it was born, as if it was never a separate ego or a separate entity, resting within its own awareness of being. Just being is enough. Just life is enough unto itself. You never had to become anything. You've always been it. And that's the whole trick.
And there's so many little micro loops within this too. Like you need to become a healer. You need to become all the way healed. You need to find your twin flame or your soulmate. It's like all of these different missions, there's different layers. So really dig into your own journey of what you're feeling like you have to reach out there for to do for others, or stepping outside of the self or needing to create or anything like that, because there's so many layers to that. Even just waking up in the morning, like me feeling I need to do this, this, and this to then have a successful day, to then get a break in the evening where I can cook my dinner and have a drink and kick my feet up. Like we do these things where we say, I need to accomplish this, this, and this before I can just rest and exhale and breathe and be. And at the highest level of this awakening, like, let's get there quick. Let's get there now, to where you can just take that exhale, knowing that you are enough. What you're doing now is enough. It doesn't have to look how anybody else made it look. Like, you just get to be you. That is enough, and it's always been enough. Everything else needs to go out the window unless it truly feels in alignment, in resonance, and know that that's going to unfold naturally. It's not going to be the thing where you're pushing uphill the whole entire time and you can't see over the fog and you don't know what it is. Like, it's not going to look like that. It's going to look like you shining your light, and then that illuminates the path along the way, and you'll get led by trusting yourself, trusting that inner knowing, and knowing that whatever becomes of that is enough. Anything in society we're ranking needs to get thrown out the window. It's not your weight to carry. It's not your burden. You get to be free in this, and you're the only one that can free yourself.
And when we say like highest level awakening, right, it's not something out there, not outside of you. The highest level awakening is going back to right where awareness, where it started, right? Well, which it didn't start. It's always been, it's forever been, but it wasn't a height. It wasn't a peak. It wasn't an ultimate destination. It was where it's always been and will always be. And it's like, you don't have to solve life before you live it. You get to just live it. There is nothing to solve.
And it doesn't mean you're not going to leave your mark on this world and create magic. You absolutely will. It doesn't mean just sit in a forest and meditate all day and that's it either. So continue with your aligned action and know that everything is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to. Take that weight off of your shoulders, free yourself, and know you're exactly where you need to be, and you're exactly who you need to be. Right here.
Simple.
We love you. Stick with us. More to come.